We, been ready, huh? Yeah, I know. Friday, June 10th, 22, 2 p.m. Voting meeting. I asked Mr. McGee to say the prayer, and ask Mr. Butch to say the pledge, if you don't mind.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's recite the Lord's Prayer. Our Father,
who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen.
Any public comment?
No, sir.
Being none, we'll move on to number 4, approval of minutes. Moved by Mr. McGee.
Second.
Second by Mr. DuPont. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 5, approval of add-ons. Item 8I, West Cal Cam Hospital Board, Joe DeBall resign. Appoint Carol Bobby Fountain for the remainder of the term. Moved by Mr. DuPont.
Second.
Second by Mr., who was that? Scott? By Mr. Trahan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Number 6, drilling and pipeline permits, Apollo Energy Operating Company, LP, Johnson Bayou. Moved by Mr. McGee.
Second.
Second by Mr. DuPont. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 7, other permits, Icon Environmental, Johnson Bayou. B, Hillcorp Energy Company, Johnson Bayou. C, CPRA, Cameron, Calcasieu Lake. D, United States Fish and Wildlife Service, Sweet Lake. E, CPRA, West Cove and Calcasieu Lake.
Before we move, got a quick question. That wildlife and fisheries, has that been approved by the drainage in that area? Or do we not worry about that?
Yes, it will be sent to the board. I'm not sure if they've approved it yet, probably not, Mr. Sonny.
Well,
But we don't issue any no objection letters or anything until I get their approval. Yes.
Move.
I have moved by Mr. Guidry, second by Mr. McGee. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8, appointments. A, Creole Nature Trail, Jimmy Brown, term expired.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Mr. Jimmy Brown.
Motion to reappoint by Mr. DuPont,
Second.
second by Mr. McGee. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. B, Creole Nature Trail, Wendy Harrington, term expired.
Move to reappoint.
Moved by Mr. McGee, second by Mr. Guidry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item C, Waterworks District Number 10, Nathan Griffith, term expired.
Move to reappoint.
Move to reappoint by Mr. McGee, second by Mr. Trahan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item D, Waterworks District Number 10, Kent Carlson, term expired.
Move to reappoint.
Move to reappoint by Mr. McGee,
Second.
second by Mr. Trahan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item E, Waterworks District Number 10, Connie Trahan, term expired.
Move to reappoint.
Move to reappoint by Mr. McGee, second by Mr. Guidry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item F, Fire District Number 10, Civil Service Board, Jeremy Burton, term expired.
This is our appointment. This is the one we appoint to the Civil Service Board for Johnson Bayou, Holly Beach.
Move to reappoint.
Move to reappoint by Mr. McGee,
Second.
second by Mr. DuPont. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item G, Gravity Drainage District Number 3, appoint Fletcher Gabe Lalonde to open seat for remainder of the term.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Trahan,
Second.
second by Mr. DuPont. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. H, Lower Cameron Hospital District Number 2, Bridget Snyder resign. Appoint April Young for remainder of the term.
I'd like to have a letter sent to Ms. Snyder and thanking her for her service, and move to appoint April Young for the remainder of the term.
And that's moved by Mr. McGee,
Second.
second by Mr. DuPont. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. I, West Calcam Hospital Board, Joe Duvall resign, appoint Carol Bobby Fountain for remainder of the term.
I'd like to send Mr. Joe Duvall a letter of appreciation and appoint Miss Carol Bobby Fountain.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Dupont, second by Mr. Trahan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 9, approve Southwest Louisiana Criminalistics Laboratory Budget for 2022-2023 fiscal year.
How much is that budget?
This is the services that we use for Calcasieu Parish when we need to call them in. We've done it for years. The budget is,
Move.
Moved by Mr. Trahan,
You got a point of order, you,
oh, I thought
hang on,
you'd
I'm looking
answered
for the
it. I'm
budget.
sorry,
I don't
was
have it
reading.
marked.
We've been paying it for years. I mean, we gotta have a place to
yeah.
use.
But
Yeah, this is for like if we don't have we do not have the facilities or equipment to run certain tests, DNA, whatever, so we've always used their, budget. The 2022 amended budget is, total expenses was 1.267993. Now, this is not ours, this is everybody's. And the, revenue is 32,108,000.
But what did,
what do we pay?
We pay,
We only pay when we use it.
yeah,
They'll bill us.
they'll bill us
They have
different things.
negotiated
It
fees.
kind of depends, it depends on what we use for them. Let's see, I can tell you what
kind of like on
How much you
demand?
use it? Depends on your use.
we only pay it when we use it, they bill us.
So that, Southwest Crime Lab, let's see, what number?
It's
Yeah.
for chemistry, DNA, blood alcohol analysis, fingerprints.
It's criminal proceedings, so felony drug charges, sex cases, we need
Their
DNA.
CODIS, we use their
They do
CODIS.
it, the typical testing of a drug, it's a $250 fee. We try to collect it from the defendant, don't always have success doing that, but we try. But that's what it's there for, and they're pretty well funded. We have a very good crime lab, and they're well funded. There are other crime labs around the state that are in bad shape financially. But anyway, that's what it is.
I was just wondering.
Yeah.
So we have a move by Mr. Trahan,
I'll second it.
second by Mr. Guidry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 10, approve 3-year capital outlay plan for Parish Transportation Act.
This is our roads that, we put for the capital outlay program for any road improvements, that as we fix a road or blacktop it, we put another road. It's the roads that's in each parish. It lets them know how many roads we need, what the approximate cost of money is.
All right, move.
Moved by Mr. Dupont,
Second.
second by Mr. Trahan. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 11, authority to get fair market value on Crab Lady Landing property located in Big Lake, and authority to advertise for sealed bids to lease Crab Lady Landing property, Big Lake, Louisiana.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Dupont, second by Mr. McGee. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 12, consideration of variance for Mark Daigle, Tire Automotive Mechanic Center, West Creole, Cameron, Louisiana.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to remove that from the agenda here until such time as they've filled out all the proper paperwork and gotten with the permit agency. So we won't be going over this and tabling it every month. We won't bring it back up until they've done all their due diligence.
Second.
I'll second.
Moved by Mr. McGee, second by Mr. Dupont. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. You got all that, Mary?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Item 13, resolution to declare Ridgecrest subdivision property as surplus. Approval to get appraisal on property and authority to advertise for sealed bids to sell Ridgecrest subdivision property for not less than appraised value.
This is
What is
the,
that, the old school board office?
this is the old fire station, substation that was next to, across the street from Julie Burley's house.
Oh,
Okay.
And someone reached out to us and expressed interest in purchasing it, to expand their RV park. And so-
That's already our,
Yes, it belongs to the Cameron Fire Board. The fire board They voted to sell it as long as the title work cleared out. They thought that perhaps there were some stipulations that if we weren't gonna have a fire station, then it was supposed to be returned back to the property owner, and it was not in the title work. It was donated. So this is just for us to have authority to first pay someone to do the fair market value, and then we would come back to you and talk about trying to sell it and do it the same way as maybe the Crab Lake Landing, where you take sealed bids and everything. But we don't know what to sell it for right now.
It's in your district,
Yeah, it's right next by Thomas's stuff he used to have over there, or still has, but right next to Kirk Burley. Who was that land for? Was that the Styrens at one time?
It was donated by, there are Steins that are still out there, but it was the Kellys that originally donated the property. Actually, there's a cash deed, they didn't donate, they sold it for $500.
Oh, well, it's gonna worth a lot more than that money.
It was the original Kelly
It's all
property.
concrete slab and everything.
But it's
so-
just one little section, the rest of the property is all still Stein property. It's just right where that one little cut where the substation was.
I don't know what y'all think, we need to sell that or hang on that for any time or no, or?
There's someone interested in it now, and like I said, the fire board said that they would sell it. They don't have any intention of putting a substation back there.
No, I know. See,
I know, but it's for parish, drainage, pump, or whatever we might have to put there. It ain't costing us nothing, just a cement slab and a piece of land.
Is it part of the building stock? I forget, it's all wiped out, huh? That's the only thing, once we get these, well, we got the parish more, I guess, but at least we have our own, with these pumps and stuff that we're gonna do, if you're interested with this.
I don't know, the value of it ain't gonna be that much, so I don't know if it's worth selling it,
That's
just in case we ever need it.
We may need that property.
I mean, do you wanna appraise it and then see what it's worth?
Let's get
or
it
do you
appraised
wanna
for, let's
just-
get it appraised and to decide if we're
And
gonna
then we'll
sell
come
this.
back and consider
We
it.
may need that for something else.
So we'll make a motion just to get it
I make a
appraised.
motion just to
Paid
appraise.
for it on cover.
Okay, the motion by Mr. Trahan is to get it appraised and, talk about it later.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I've got a second by Mr. Dupont, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 14, resolution for president authority to sign CEA for RFQ for 9/11 upgrade for 24 parishes. Upgrade for 24 parishes.
Yes,
Danny?
that's, the 911 system across the state is becoming obsolete, and everybody's doing upgrades. Some of them already have done their upgrades. So there's 24 parishes that we want to get together and hire an outfit to get us a quote, because there's alternatives that we can buy different systems. This is only agreed to pay this contractor. Now, our share is only like $400 to pay this outfit to get a number for us, but the bill's $150,000. So we only bill by our population. This just to get us a good quote and see if we can afford the system or not. Whatever CalCUE gets, we piggyback on CalCUE 911. So if it gets to where we can't use CalCUE 911, we will have no 911 system down here. But we're trying to get better pricing for the new upgrades and so forth. So that's just agreeing that they'll take out $400.
Okay. Do I have a motion? Moved by Mr. Dupont, second by Mr. Trahan, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 15, President authority to sign amendment number 1 for Mermentau Basin Inundation Relief Project for early stage phase 1 funded by CDBG MIT funds.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Trahan,
Second.
second by Mr. Dupont, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 16, authority to get fair market value on Gary Landing property located in Klondike, and authority to negotiate lease agreement for boat launch.
Move.
Moved by Mr. Guidry,
Second.
second by Mr. Thomas. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 17, proclamation. Mary?
This is a proclamation for Mr. Cecil Clark, who passed away. Whereas Mr. Cecil William Clark III departed this life on Friday, May 20th, 2022, and whereas this body and the people of Cameron Parish shall be eternally indebted unto the late Mr. Clark for his faithful service as a board member of the Cameron Parish Water and Wastewater District Number 1 Board, and the Cameron Parish Gravity Drainage District Number 3 Board. Now therefore be it resolved by the police jury of the Parish of Cameron, Louisiana, in regular session convened on this 10th day of June 2022. The Secretary is hereby directed to spread this resolution on the minutes of this body and forward certified copies to the family of Mr. Clark. Adopted and approved this 10th day of June 2022.
Moved by Mr. Trahan,
Second.
second by Mr. McDaniel. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Item 18, President and authority to sign 3-year cooperative agreement with the Louisiana Department of Natural Resources for Cameron Parish Local Coastal Management Program implementation, July 1st through 2022 through June 30th, 2025. Moved by Mr. Guidry,
Second.
second by Mr. McDaniel. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 19, authority to advertise for RFP or for disaster remediation services. Moved by Mr. Guidry,
Second.
second by Mr. McGee. Any, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Joe. Item 20, change order number 00011, Johnson Buyer Library, additional contract time for 93 days needed due to supply chain issues for the manufacturing of monument sign. No additional contract amount increase. Moved by Mr. McGee, second by Mr. Guidry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 21, accept Johnson Buyer Library, LOC 52, post-hurricane restoration project is substantial complete.
Question?
Yes, sir.
We heard from the library board on this.
They voted for both of them last night. Yes, they approved both.
Moved by Mr. McGee, second by Mr. Guidry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 22, pay bills. Moved by Mr. Dupont, second by Mr. Guidry. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Move to adjourn.
Meeting to adjourn.
Second.